Wa alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My respected brothers and sisters, I pray you are all well, in the best of health and the best of Iman. After the month of Ramadan comes the month of Shawwal. The month of Shawwal is a very blessed month. Our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam has said, whoever observes the 6 days fast in the month of Shawwal, it is as if he has fasted the entire year. This narration has been narrated by Abu Ayyub al-Ansari radiyallahu anhu. Just to further clarify this hadith, we find a narration from Thawban radiyallahu anhu. Thawban radiyallahu anhu, he narrates that our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, fasting in the month of Ramadan is as if we have fasted 10 months. And then fasting 6 days in Shawwal is as if we have fasted 2 months. Combining both together, the fasting of Ramadan and the fasting of Shawwal, the 6 days in Shawwal, it is as if a person has fasted for 1 whole year. Brothers and sisters, fasting is a very blessed act of ibadah. We attain heaps of reward, and it is such an act that holds a very high level of sincerity, because no one knows if we are fasting unless we mention it. So fasting is very explicit between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the person fasting. This is why fasting holds immense ajr, immense reward. The fasts in the 6 days of Shawwal, they are like compensation for any deficiencies that may have occurred during the fasting in the month of Ramadan. For example, if we had made any error whilst fasting in the month of Ramadan, these errors, they would be compensated through the fasting in the 6 days of Shawwal. For example, if some people accidentally they use vulgar language, someone may have lied whilst fasting, or may have listened to music, etc. These are actions that do not invalidate the fast, but they decrease the reward and the virtue of that particular fast. So in order to compensate these mistakes that we made during the fasting of Ramadan, if we fast the 6 days in Shawwal, inshallah ta'ala, we would have compensated those deficiencies that occurred during the fasting in the month of Ramadan. It is just like the effect the sunnah prayers have for the obligatory prayers, the fard prayers. If we make mistakes during the fard prayers, the sunnah prayers, they compensate any mistake or deficiency that's occurred during the obligatory prayers. Brothers and sisters, if we are given the ability, if we are given the opportunity to fast in the month of Shawwal, then think of it as an acceptance of the fasts that we kept in the month of Ramadan. This is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted our fasts that we had taken part in the month of Ramadan. There is a saying, a virtue leads to another virtue. Fasting in the month of Ramadan was a virtue. Whoever sincerely took part in this obligatory act of fasting in the month of Ramadan has been given the virtue by Allah and the ability by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep the 6 days fast in the month of Shawwal. A very common question that many individuals have relating to the 6 days fast in the month of Shawwal. Do we have to keep the 6 fasts consecutively? Meaning, can we have a break in between, or are we not allowed to have a break in between the 6th fast in the month of Shawwal? The answer to this question is very simple. Keeping the 6 fast in the month of Shawwal, these fasts are categorized as Sunnah fasts. There is no stipulation to these fasts in regards to whether we should keep them consecutively or whether we can keep them spread apart from one another. In simple words, if you want to spread the days throughout the month of Shawwal, then this is perfectly fine and you will still attain the virtue, the reward for keeping the 6 fasts of the month of Shawwal. However, my brothers and sisters, when it comes to such pious, righteous activity, we mustn't delay, because we never know what the next day holds for us. Maybe we might have a change in hearts. Maybe Allah may not give us the tawfiq after a few days to observe these fasts in the month of Shawwal. So whilst you have the energy, whilst you have the enthusiasm, make sure you take part in these 6 fasts in the month of Shawwal. Brothers and sisters, if you have not done so, then subscribe to your channel Only Quran and Sunnah. In this channel we mention various different du'as. We mention du'as from Quran and Hadith. We also mention interpretations of dreams and some points of fiqh that we can relate to in our day-to-day life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the tawfiq, the ability to fast in this blessed month of Shawwal. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.